Hey there, connectors. We got the whole Connect More crew on a little live broadcast here. We really felt compelled to go live today because tomorrow night, May 21st, is Stephen Colbert's last show. And it's really one of those things that seem to be kind of a generational change for us, those of us who grew up on late night TV. And we're big fans of Dave Letterman, and seeing Dave Letterman on Colbert's show last week as a guest, launching chairs off the roof of the Ed Sullivan Theater was like a huge nostalgia rush for us. And I think it really made us all a little bit wistful about what late night TV used to be, what they thought it could be, and the cancellation of Stephen Colbert. So thanks for hopping on the live stream tonight, guys. What are your thoughts about this whole shebang? Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt your meal there, Jocko, whatever you're eating.
No, you're interrupting my nighttime snack.
Oh, your nighttime snack. Sorry, bad timing.
You're interrupting my nighttime snack, my Wednesday pro wrestling. It's a thing if I'm here right now. Oh, by the way, Almost Famous from Cedar Rapids. If you're watching.
It's good stuff.
We'll take sponsorships and like popcorn payment.
Is that actually what they're called? Almost Famous? I can't really see it.
Oh, yeah.
No, it's good stuff.
It's awesome.
It's on the other side from Czech Village, New Bow neighborhood.
Yeah, it's wonderful. Anywho, Jason, you asked us a question?
Because I've got some of these.
Yes.
Fuego.
Whoa.
That's what I'm munching on. No, I just asked you guys, like, if you had any if I feel like this is kind of a group therapy session about the death of late night here, and not only but the other side note, of course, is not really because he wasn't doing a good job, but because of the political environment with Skydance and all that stuff. And I think that's the interesting connection to Dave Letterman too, right? Like Dave being the perfect person to do commentary on this because he's always had a pretty troubled relationship with whoever his corporate overlord was.
True. I don't believe it for a moment that they're losing money on the show. I do not believe that whatsoever.
I don't think there was any industry measurement that showed that was happening.
True. And they wouldn't show, well, and Colbert really didn't care either. I read this long interview with him. He was like, hey, you don't want me around. I'm not going to ask, fine. I can move on, do different things, Right. So I'm not going to ask to see the books. I'm not going to ask, I'm not going to argue your point. I'm out. Right. And I think, unfortunately, that's going to happen little by little over the next few years as contracts come up, things like that. We might not have any type of late night show like we used to.
I saw the Onion go after Fallon because there's been no threat to Jimmy Fallon, right? He is that kind of shallow enough, appeals to everybody enough, not going to ruffle feathers when he has an opportunity to do so, truly in the mold of Leno and trying to keep it copacetic, which we now know is for Red America, right? We kind of thought that Leno was a wimp and didn't really want to take on the hard stuff, although he wasn't afraid to go after Bill Clinton. And so when you put all that together, you realize that was a show for Red America before we had these terms. And Fallon's fine. He's safe. He can go on forever. And I think that probably says more about this than anything else.
Yeah, because we've already, of course, seen what happens to Jimmy Kimmel. When he kind of goes off against
they can't wait.
Regime.
They can't wait to get rid of Jimmy Kimmel. The other factor for me, and we've talked about this offline, I can't remember if we've ever put it on the pod, is that this Team Coco podcast is some of the best podcasting work being done. Now he's mining 35 years of great stories from backstage and on the road about, putting together these comedy things and having people, consume them and his opinions about how that went. So when people come on, he's got shared history with almost every guest, and there's just more substance there than you're ever going to find on something like Fallon. And so for me, that's just that's the perfect seesaw, is like the more vapid Fallon gets and turns it into just a viral video factory, the more
Totally.
he's going to do well. And then the more that Conan does these 90-minute discussions with people about what their careers and lives are really like, the less people are going to be interested in that. And that's all I need to know.
And that's what Conan talks about all the time on his pod too. Like, this is what I want to do. I don't want to just sit there for 5 minutes while someone shills a movie and I ask them pre-planned questions and we're on to the next bit. He said, that's not what I really like to do. I like to do this. And it shows. Like, the heart and the feeling and the emotion and the laughs are so much more genuine and interesting on his show than anything that's on late night.
Yeah, agree. Now he has the crew that kind of makes fun of him and everybody else relentlessly, which I think is a key part of that formula. But
It is.
But yeah, I never get tired listening to Conan stuff. And I think, there's just no place for that on television, or at least network television. And it's just a big part of what's happening to network television overall. I'm not sure we need late night. Can I just do that? Can that be the provocative thing tonight from me?
I think so.
I'm not sure we need these. I would much rather watch the Conan thing than than try to stay up and watch all of the important stuff take place on a late night show.
No, I think that's why we're starting. I will, guilty as charged, I consume a lot more late night TV on YouTube clips or something than I do watching it on a TV.
Yeah, and I think now they've got a way to do the ratings so that it takes that into account. I think these secondary plays, and so if you factor that in, these shows are getting more viewership than they ever got. If you count the slice and dice and then the entertaining, 1 to 2 minutes. It's certainly how I watch Saturday Night Live. I don't think I've stayed up for Saturday Night Live in 5 years, 8 years. Yep. And and then having said all of that, I'm going to stay up and watch Springsteen on Colbert tonight because that's what we do. I'm getting a little tired of the boss closing down these late night programs, right? Like you bring on Jon Stewart and you bring on Springsteen, and that means your show's over. So, that's kind of the standard template now.
Well, and also as we're talking about Colbert, I think it's fascinating. Like, whenever the right tries to shut someone down or censor them, it immediately makes it into pop culture legend.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, I think everybody appreciated Stephen Colbert and thought he was very nice and did a very pleasant, capable job, but he was not like this uber legend. He's now legendary. They've elevated him into this martyr status, and the right does this with everything they try to censor.
Yes.
Have you guys been following that thing with that in Watertown, Wisconsin, where they tried to cancel that concert with those kids, the orchestra or the band concert?
Nope. Talk to me.
Okay, so there's the band in Watertown, Wisconsin. It's kind of halfway between Madison and Milwaukee, just a little bit north of the highway. They were going to do
it's a little bit north of the highway. Like
up there north of the highway there,
and you head in there and just past the bar, and you turn your left, and then you turn right again, or is that right and then left again?
You don't even got to put any extra.
After the 2 quick stars, you take the first exit after the 2 quick stars.
You don't even got to put any more fuel in the old diesel pusher there. You just take it off the highway and right up you go, squirt. So anyway, Watertown, Wisconsin.
Anyway,
the band was going to do a song that's a tribute to a gay rights activist, and the school board shut them down. So immediately, of course, the whole town rallies around them. They have 3 concerts scheduled out in the community. The school board doubles down and says, you can't use your school instruments outside of school to perform this censored act of music. The town raises all this money, buys them all new instruments.
Jeez.
And now, of course, the band and this piece of music is now elevated into legendary status. Like, this is the most important piece of music. None of you have heard of this before. But
it's just Rent, right? It's something from Rent.
No, it's like a piece of orchestral music that no one's ever heard of. And now It's the most famous piece of music in the world because the right tried to censor it. It's just like, you guys get your head out of your ass and stop doing this stuff, because you're making this stuff that you hate more famous. Like, what are all the most read books now are all right off the banned book list.
Amen. Sure. You're just telling me what to read. If I'm a kid,
stupid.
You're just
And
telling me
they'll
what to
never
read.
learn.
You're telling me to go to a public library and go check out that book. That's all you're
Very
doing.
basic.
Where did the anarchist cookbook go, by the way? I never see that on that list. All right, so here's my Colbert theory. As I said, Fallon's going to be fine, but I think Colbert could have gone on for a while. But there is one thing that he does that has not really gone on late night before, and that is, because he had the horrible tragedy as a child, losing family members in a plane crash, he will go there in terms of processing emotion, the modeling of processing of emotion. And the interview with Nick Cave about grief is an absolute must watch over and over kind of discussion about two grown men trying to process their feelings about grief that are overwhelming them. And that is, in my view, that is the most threatening thing to Barry Weiss and CBS and the right-wing ideology is grown-ass men processing their feelings on national TV in real time and demonstrating that it can be done without picking up a gun or a brick.
Yeah, I could see. Yeah, that's interesting, John. Yeah. Jocko, you got anything to add now that you're
popcorn boy? What do you got for us? Have you finished your caramel corn over there?
I was just here for the entertainment. I was just eating my popcorn, and this is popcorn watching entertainment right here.
And are you not entertained?
But well, and let's. I know we're kind of jumping all over the place here, but can we talk a little bit about how cool it was to see Dave Letterman on Colbert last week? That was one of my favorite things in a long time that I've watched.
Yeah, the video was fantastic. And of course, they didn't really script it. They understood what they were going to do. And they were calling back to something that, as Colbert said, he was told not to do, and Letterman did all the time. And we all did when we were imitating Letterman. And so if you have that 40-year history, that was exactly the right callback, throwing stuff off buildings.
And I don't think Colbert knew what was going on. I think his crew all did, but I don't know if Colbert knew. Did you get that vibe?
Well,
yeah, I don't know. I thought
maybe
maybe part of
when
it.
they were standing on the roof. I mean, I even knew, of course, like we were just talking about. I didn't watch the show, right? But I saw the clip on whatever social, and but when they came back from commercial and they're standing on the roof, I mean, I'm sure he had a pretty good idea at that point what was going on.
Well, sure. But I loved even when they sat down in the audience, and because he took the couch, so Dave's like, let's just go sit out in the audience. Like,
Sure.
It's so awkward and funny, and the people around him are like, "Hi, oh hi there." It was just such a Letterman moment. I mean,
there are a couple of things that
wistful.
There's a couple of things that could have been more Letterman. Stupid Human Tricks would have been the Home Office, an actual top 10, coming on doing a top 10. But, it was enough to have them throw the stuff off the roof. I mean, the stuff, it was great. They had melons. They exploded. It was wonderful.
Well, they got to do the protest stuff by throwing the CBS owned property onto a
CBS logo.
CBS logo.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's all fun until someone puts an eye out.
Yeah, beautiful.
Yes. Very well done.
And the way Dave signed off, the way Dave say good night, and in the immortal words of Edward R. Murrow, good night and good luck, motherfuckers.
Amazing.
Oh,
amazing.
So good. So good.
So, I mean, I think late night TV is over. I think these nightly news programs might be kind of not long for this world.
You mean like the Daily Show and John Oliver and stuff?
Oh, no, I mean like the CBS Evening News.
Oh. Yeah. Oh, I didn't even know they still did them, to be honest.
Right.
Okay, do yourself a favor tomorrow and go turn on that, whatever they're on, like at 5.
I don't know.
And I can't remember which I think it's when I was, living in the Iowa City place and Chuck would watch, he'd have on like the 5 o'clock news. I think it was.
Oh my God.
But I would watch the first couple minutes and when they preview what they're going to do, and all they do anymore for news, this is all they do, is they scour social media, and what they have video of, then they do a story on. Like, it could affect 3 people, but
wow,
here's a fire hydrant that blew up in their house and it got caught on a Ring camera, so we're going to do a story about it. That's what those nightly news are about now.
Well, you've got to watch the local versions of that so that you can see your future U.S. senators. That's how you meet them.
Oof. Brutal.
So I just don't know whether to mourn any of this stuff. Like the irreverence
Yeah, I
of
don't know
David
either.
Letterman on my TV. I love that. I love that. Let's reenact Letterman skits all the time. But I don't know if I'm going to miss network TV. That's what I, go hot and cold on.
Well,
I
that
don't.
network news we're not gonna miss at all. That
No.
stuff is. I'm sick. Go watch it tomorrow at 5:00. Watch the first 3 minutes. It's bizarre.
Well, this is where I'm a total weirdo, but like I never saw an episode of Survivor, never saw an episode of Fear Factor. Now, I watched Deal or No Deal for a while when that was a thing, I guess Millionaire when everybody was watching that. But like I don't feel like I have this shared culture that comes out of the network TVs. I didn't know who the host of Fear Factor was. That I did not follow that whole process. You know what I'm saying? Like I was just watching something else or nothing at all. I didn't share that last whatever that shared experience was supposed to be. The sign off of Friends was kind of it, for us. And how long ago was that? It was like 20 years ago, 22 years ago.
People don't talk about stuff on network TV. Say, hey, did you watch this last night? Hey, did you watch this
water cooler TV? It doesn't exist.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, besides, maybe the last thing people talked about might have been, besides the events like Super Bowl, would be like Game of Thrones or something like that.
Yeah.
Well, and again, you're proving my point, right? That's the premium cable,
right?
And people don't watch it synchronously.
No.
You know what I mean? They don't watch it at the same time.
No spoilers.
That's the issue.
Don't tell me what happens next. Yes.
Apparently all these people watch Survivor, and I don't know. I found legitimately since Survivor's been on, outside of me and Tanya, I found, so what's this been, like 25 years now?
It's 50 seasons. Yeah.
And I found legitimately one person, like in my work world or anything, to talk about Survivor with.
Yeah.
That's bizarre.
Yes.
Well, there's two people on this screen you can't talk with about it. Like I've never watched it either. So
never watched it.
None of you have.
No idea what that is. I understand the general premise, but I don't understand why it would be entertaining. Yeah.
I will be terrible at like that pop culture category on Trivial Pursuit in 15 years, because it'd be like, which one of these shows set in Chicago starts? There's like 4 different Chicago fire, Chicago medical, Chicago police. I know nothing but, and millions of people watch this stuff. I've never seen it. I don't even know what they are.
No, you're making my point. That's a great way to make my point right there. We will be terrible at Trivial Pursuit in 15 years. Kids, Trivial Pursuit was a board game with pie slices that your pet ate.
Kids, a board game is something you take out of a box and put on the table, usually with dice, some miniature moving things around.
Right. You purchased it at a retail store, which was...
You walk in.
Now, look, John, I got to tell you, you asked about you don't know what the entertainment of the Survivor would be. And it's just, it's just like traders, right? It's just trying to figure out these people's minds and all of this. But I got to tell you, if you do want to jump into one of these shows, and I don't know anyone that watches this show but me, but there's got to be other people. So check this one out. It's a Fox. It's like a Survivor. You go out in the wilderness. Extracted. It's called Extracted. And you're out alone in the wilderness, and there's these cameras following you. And back home is 2 of your friends or family or something. And the only way you're getting out of this cold wilderness in Canada is if your family members or friends actually hit the extraction button. And then the dynamics inside the home base, where the family, they make deals on sending them supplies and stuff. You want to see some wild human decisions and behaviors. Check that show out, especially this season 2.
Excellent. Which brings me to a question I wanted to ask on this. When you guys are like in a motel room and you're out of town and it's a weeknight, What are you clicking around to?
Hmm.
Now, Weenus, be careful how you answer this. I mean the cable that's available in the room.
Oh,
And not the pay-per-view stuff. Yeah.
oh,
I just mean the cable.
Oh.
But like, what do you land on? I'll start Ancient Aliens on the History Channel. Usually a
course.
marathon. Usually goes late into the night. If I can't sleep, that
Okay.
just stays on.
So mine's probably you could probably guess mine. And Weenus is, all the times I've been in Des Moines for conferences, he's seen this. But as soon as I walk in the room, turn the TV on, it goes on Food Network.
Food.
Yep. And so the TV's on, even when I'm not there, it's on Food Network.
No wonder you like Louis, because that's Louis's thing too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Whenever we get in a hotel room, Louis immediately turns on the Food Network, and hopefully it's diners, drive-ins, and
Drive-ins and
dives
dives.
or whatever. Loves
Yeah.
that show, and I always tell him, like, we have that channel at home. Like, you could watch it at home, but he would never dream of it.
Amazing.
But as soon as we get in a hotel, immediately, bam, Food Network.
How about you when you're on the road?
Me? A lot of times, if I'm able, I'll hook I like watching like Netflix stand-up shows, like stand-up comedy specials. That's my thing on the road. If I'm able to hook it up to my TV,
You're not worried about giving your Netflix password to the motel and the next person and all that stuff.
Not so much. No.
There's no privacy.
I
No.
mean,
Who cares?
we really enjoyed watching other people's streams in Mexico.
Yeah.
Netflix streams in Mexico. Just FYI. Thanks, Barb and Jim. Last time we were there, we really enjoyed it.
Amazing.
So Wayne, what are you turning on in the hotel room?
I usually have kind of like John, the History Channel, and it's not for Ancient Aliens. It's just something on
World War II shit. Yeah.
Yeah. But if I'm falling asleep, I can't have guns going. Otherwise, I'm in the dream. That's in my dream. So if they're I can't watch war films. I can't watch Apocalypse Now. I can't watch crap like that. Otherwise, that's in my dream. So yeah, and it's not cool.
Yeah, sure. That makes a lot of sense. You want to stay away from that.
That's why I like the Food Network, because then it's like bacon all the time, and my legs are running like that, like the dog wants. Bacon.
Where's my spatula? But Weenus, if the aliens are on, you'll watch the aliens, right? You'll stick around for one of those. Yeah. Okay.
Sure. I like hearing about your wife. I really enjoy hearing about your wife. So yeah.
That's all I need. He's referring to the octopus DNA and the redheads and the alien genetics and
ginger genes.
Ginger gene. Yeah.
I believe.
Yeah, it's true. If it's on TV, it's true, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Did any of you guys grow up wanting to be on TV? Did you imagine you might be behind the desk someday?
Never.
No, not really. Jocko probably did.
Absolutely not. As a journalist, growing up and learning in that world, and that's why I went to college, I put my foot down and said I would never be a TV journalist, because they are the worst of all journalists. They're terrible. They're there to get their face on it. The story and getting the story accurate is secondary.
Mm-hmm.
I share that take, and it was clear earlier that I do, but I never did either. And I wonder why that is. I did imagine being a writer, like I've always wondered how you get in the writer's room.
Yes.
And I think it's that you have to be funny. So clearly, I've got some issues there, but that could have been a good gig.
Yeah. I never even wanted to meet my television idols. I grew up, there's no one I admired more on TV than Dave Letterman. But I was always like, I don't even know if I want to meet Dave. You know what I mean? It was just too intimidating. And you have this image of what he's like, and he's probably not like that in real life. It's I just want to see him on the screen and be happy with that.
Enjoy what
I don't know. That was the little bubble I like to live in.
Well, usually the people you worship are disappointing in person, right?
Never meet your heroes.
Yeah,
that's right.
That's right.
But I think we also were in that. There was a little slice of culture where it was cool to break the fourth wall and be sardonic about what you were doing, and I loved that. But it was a pretty short period of time where that was cool, right? Where it was we're putting on a TV show, but we know we're putting on a TV show and we're saying we're doing that, right? He would talk about the camera cue and all that stuff. That's right.
All right, guys. Well, I think we've had one viewer. Thank you, Grant, for tuning
Thanks
in.
for showing up, Grant.
It
Thank
must
you.
be like halftime of the NBA game. People are
Something
starting
going
to
on,
tune
yeah.
in.
That's right.
It's
Well, it's
So
an
it-
NHL game too.
On
so,
his way to
you know,
the refrigerator.
who
Yeah.
knows?
Yeah. So
Um,
how about
yes.
I was going to say, let's let our viewers get back to their lives, but there's
Oh.
nobody watching except Grant. So
You know, I can't believe that where we started this was the end of the Late Show, and I can't believe none of you mentioned this, but like today is actually the anniversary of Dave Letterman's last
it
Yeah.
late
is.
night show.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
Didn't know.
Yeah,
Didn't know.
like what was that, like 11, 12 years ago or something,
Something like that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
11. Yeah,
Ooh, boy, it feels longer ago than that. That's kind of a cold,
yeah, it does.
cold
Yeah,
water there.
Yeah.
For sure. What I can't believe you guys didn't mention is that today is also the beginning of the end for Aaron Rodgers' NFL career. He will play one more year with the Pittsburgh Steelers. With God's help, it will be 17 more games, and we will be free of him if they do not make the playoffs. So hang in there with us for the final tour. The Packers already posted a meme that says the only team he never beat was the Packers, and I think we know he beat the Packers a few times.
Yeah. No, I mean, I just wish he was gone. I'm not going to revel in him having one more year. I just wish he was gone. I think this is annoying
But
as hell.
We're
We
so
also know
close
it-
now. So
we
close.
also know his career will end with an interception again.
Yeah, see, that's what I was really hoping, that he would end on a pick six. That'd be the last pass of his
Oh,
career.
Yes.
Can't wait.
Yes.
Yeah. Mhm.
Can't wait.
so I can't decide if I want this to be the what was his first year with the Jets, and it was the
Achilles?
7 season.
Yep.
I can't decide if I want to see that or if I do want to see them get to another wild card game and do exactly what you guys are talking about. Like they lose, he throws 4 interceptions, like the last one's a pick 6. Yeah, I can't decide which fate I would appreciate more.
But the fact is, you're thinking about it, and that's what's key. It's going to keep us occupied.
Yes. Yeah.
You guys can see on the screen too there that Grant, when he was saying "preach, bro," was talking about the TV journalist being wastes of space. So he concurs there, Jocko.
Yeah,
Listen,
I mean,
Surprise.
I got a couple of exceptions, so I try to go light on that. But as a stereotype, it works.
Oh, we have a couple friends, right? I mean, that's the deal, especially with the stuff that we've done. But that's fine. But here was my thing too with TV people. This is in the business end of it, and this was actually in Waterloo and Blackhawk County. So Grant again will know what I'm talking about. But when I was working for the radio station, there'd be these news conferences and stuff, and everybody would show the newspapers. At that time, there was 2 or 3 radio stations would show up, a couple newspapers would show up. And we'd be there, and the news conference would get going, and then like just as the news conference is wrapping up, the TV turds walk in, and the person basically redoes the press conference for them, and I'm like, fuck that,
Fuck
you
that.
missed, hit the road,
that.
Jack.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
this happened more than once, by the way.
Yeah, they did always do that. They would just reenact.
Really?
And then you could learn something about the elected official too, because if they reenacted it like verbatim, you were like, oh, this person is
Oh.
not for real at all. This is
Mhm.
100% an act.
Interesting.
Wow. Didn't know
Yeah,
they did that.
It was always educational.
All right, guys. Well, I think we should probably get back to our lives here. But thanks for hopping on the call. I was really feeling like I needed a little group discussion about the end of late night TV, and there's no one I'd rather talk about it than with you guys. So thanks for hopping on.
Can I show
Aw.
Grant my sweatshirt?
Nice.
Look at that.
That's the one.
Yeah.
Congratulations. We're all very
Wow.
proud.
Hopefully you didn't
Grant's
pay for
probably
that.
got one, I thought I'd show him a sweatshirt.
Hopefully you didn't pay for that.
Oh no, taxpayers totally paid for all that.
No, there
That's
you go.
the right
There
answer
you
right
go.
there. That's
There
my
you go.
boy.
I think they ought to
Free
cap your
advertising.
spending.
Yeah, no free advertising for those fuckers. No way.
It's a sweatshirt. It's not like I went diving at the USS Arizona. So
It was snorkeling. Snorkeling.
too
Yes.
soon.
Well, Grant said he wore his yesterday too. So,
Oh my God. I gotta go.
Yeah.
all right. All right. Well,
Night,
thanks for
everybody.
listening, Grant. And thanks, guys, for hopping on the call. And tune in tomorrow night and see what Stephen Colbert's up to. Do you think he's going to interview the Pope as his last guest? That's what I
That'd be
heard.
awesome, wouldn't it? Yeah, that'd be
that
That
would
was
awesome.
kind
be.
of a joke floating around, so that'd be cool.
I think
Yeah.
that's why I'm putting my bets on the
A little
Pope.
clip from the Pope. Yes.
Oh.
Also, spoiler alert though, could you, Jax, when you send us the Wordle the next morning, could you let me know if the Pope appeared? Because I still ain't staying up to watch it.
Well, the Wordle tomorrow will be papal.
We'll all start with that word. Because
Right.
it's a perfect psycho word for Jason because it's got double letters in the first shot, right? Yeah.
2 double letters.
Psycho. John's muted, and I'm
Someday it's going to be BB, and he'll get it on the first one.
Yeah.
Just don't try shard again. Okay.
All right, guys. Have a good night,
Good
boys.
night.
See
All
you
right.
later.
See you, boys.